Good morning, my students. How are you? Nice to be with you again. I really miss you. Okay, my friends, how are you today? In our social studies lesson, we'll start or we'll talk about Unit 7, of course. Look at the title, please. Before that, please, before we start, please bring your social studies books open on Unit 7. Okay, my friends. And of course, in this unit, we'll talk about something called economic issues. Now, look at this picture, please. Look at this picture, please. What do you think we mean by economic issues? Yeah, what do you see in this picture? Yeah, we see money, we see coins. Yeah, so that economic issues, yes, excellent. They, it means things that are related to how to raise money or how could we get money to our country and be a wealthy country. That's it. Okay, this unit is divided into three topics. Okay, look here. Economic issues. In lesson 1, we'll talk about the economic development, and in lesson 2, we'll talk about distribution patterns, and in lesson 3, we'll talk about economic decision. Now, my first question for you before we start, the word economic comes from the word economy, and economy is related to finance. Other word, finance, is related to money. Okay, that's it. So every country in this world, as you know, is trying to be a strong country in many cases. One of these conditions or cases is to be strong and economic, of course, but it's not an easy task for any country to be what? A wealthy country and to have a strong what economy. This is why in this unit, inshallah, especially in lesson 1, we'll talk about economic development. Now, if a country, let's take an example, for example, Japan. You know that before the USA bombed Japan with a nuclear weapon or nuclear bomb, uh, many people died. Okay, but look now at the Japan. If we want to compare Japan between now and like 100 years ago, or let's say 80 years ago, is Japan the same? No, of course, because Japan now is one of the greatest countries in economy, and that's for because all of the people of Japan, they work hard to make their country one of the leading countries in economy. Okay, another question, please. I want you to think, which country in your opinion is considered the best country in the world in economy, or has the strongest economy in the world? Please think about this issue. Okay, please, you have 2 minutes. So I'm going to explain this for you, but before that, please, I want you to check that, please, and answer the question. Then you are going to give me your opinion. Okay, I think you have many opinions. Some of you will say Saudi Arabia has the strongest economy. Okay, now when you give an opinion, you are going to give me evidence for that. So some of the students, I know they will say that Saudi Arabia has the strongest economy because Saudi is the first country in producing or exporting what? Oil. Excellent. Other opinions? Yes. Okay, yes. China. Excellent. I agree with you. China is or has the greatest economy in the world, and my evidence is that, listen, most of the famous companies in the world, they had or they established their factories in China because they give like what do we say, easy conditions for the investors to, if they want to start their work in China. Okay, That's it. So I think we have enough idea. So as you know that economy is the best, or what is one of the main indicators for any country in the world, what revolution. Okay, now we will start with lesson 1 today. Okay, my friends, let's go down. Look, we'll talk about economic development. Okay, my friends, let's get together. As you see here, how does this country become like this? Okay, imagine if this country doesn't have enough or strong economy. Do you think that this country will have these buildings, these skyscrapers? I think no, I disagree. So this is why this country, I think it has its own economy. It depends on the human powers. It depends on their if they, even if they don't have oil, they can use other resources to build their economy. Okay, so now let's go up, down. Look at the presentation. Would you please have 1 minute to read it silently? Then we read it aloud. Okay, my friend. All countries are seeking to improve the conditions of population in all economic, social, culture, and political fields through a bundle of measures aimed ultimately to achieve the desired end. This group procedures is called development. Look here, we will focus on the word development. One of the most important types of development is what? Economic. Please underline this word. One, or this statement, one of the most important types of development is economic development, which is defined as, yeah. So if I ask you a question, what do you mean by economic development? It's measures designed to improve the various economy sectors. Again, what do you mean by economic development? Yes, measures designed to improve the various economic sectors. What are these economic sectors? What do you mean by economic sectors? These sectors, like agriculture, industry, and commerce, they are the basis for the economy of any country. If any country doesn't have one of these or some of these, they will not have what? A strong economy. Okay, my friends. So look in this page, you will focus on what? The definition of economic development and what are the economic what? Sectors. Okay, if you have any question, just email me and send me the question. Okay, my friends. Now let's go down. What are these sectors? We'll talk about the indicators. This is done through a group of measures for each sector, such as, now each sector, if you want like the agriculture sector, okay, we'll talk about each sector of the economic development. Okay, number one, the industrial sector. The industrial sector. I think now you are living in Saudi Arabia, and now one of you know that Saudi Arabia is one of the strongest countries in economy in the world. Okay, and of course Saudi Arabia has nowadays it has a strong industry. They are, for example, they have factories to produce, for example, chemicals to produce, for example. Cars, maybe in the coming days, inshallah. We will hope that Saudi Arabia will be one of the leading countries to produce or make cars and so on. So the industrial sector, as you see, it's providing and exploiting raw materials optimally. Okay, opening factories, exploiting modern techniques and technology, and providing trained and qualified human power. Look, I think the industrial sector is the most important sector, okay, that the economic development based on. Okay, why? Because it's to provide raw materials, opening factories, exploiting modern techniques and technology, and providing trained and qualified human power. Okay, this is number one. Let's go to the second sector. Yeah, that's it. The agriculture sector. Yeah, please take a look. Have 1 minute in your box in order to start with this. It's to increase, what do you mean by the agriculture sector? It's to increase the area of planted land and increase the amount of production using modern technologies in agriculture. Let's take an example before we go on. Saudi Arabia, you know that most of the area of Saudi Arabia is a desert, and one of the plans for the Vision 2030 is to improve the atmosphere of Saudi Arabia or the weather, so that when let's take an example, our city Riyadh where we live. Okay, now they are planning, the Ministry of Agriculture are planning to plant thousands of trees around the city, so that it will prevent the sandstorms and it will moderate the weather and the temperature there. Okay, so let's go on. Development irrigation systems. What does this mean? Irrigation, it means watering system, okay? So that in order to have a strong agriculture sector, we must have like using the modern technologies, developing irrigation systems, a breeding of good groups of animal resources. Breeding, it means what? To bring good types of animals and raising them, okay, in our country. Raising farmers efficiency and providing aid and knowledge to small farmers and manufacturing. That means what? That we must help the farmers as a government and provide with them with the needs there, with anything they need for agriculture, okay? And also the development countries are seeking to approve the quantity and the quality of production. What do you mean by quantity and quality? Quantity, it means يعني, let's say the number of things, and the quality, that it's good or not good. Or production, for example, cows in, let's take an example. Cows in Netherlands produce doubles of that produced by cows in Sudan. Why? Because of modern scientific methods used by developed countries in breeding and the production process. That's it. So I think, do you agree with me that the agriculture sector is one of the bases that the economic or the economic development depends on? Yes, of course. That's it. And let's go to the last sector. Okay, my friends, look at this picture. It is the commercial sector. What does commercial mean, or commerce? Commerce, for example, if you have, like, for example, a store, or if you have a market, or if you have a company, and what you produce, you sell it outside. This is called commerce. Okay, so the commercial sector, it's the improvement of trade relations with other countries. Aha, that's it. Now look, Saudi Arabia nowadays, they what exports a lot of oil to other countries. Why? Because they have good, for example, ways to send or carry these products outside Saudi Arabia. This is what I mean by the improvement of trade relations with other countries. The organization of domestic and foreign trade. Domestic and foreign. Domestic and inside the country. Trade inside the country, يعني between cities. And foreign trades outside. Provision of opportunities, infrastructure, establishment of markets, and the development. Okay, so I think the commercial sector depends on the trade in general. Don't forget, it depends on the trade in general, between your country and other countries, and even between the cities inside or the community inside your country. Okay, my friend. Now we will stop with this. This is the we talked about what the economic or the industry, the sectors that what the economic development depends on. Inshallah, we'll continue in our new lesson to talk about another topic. So please read again this section, and see you then. Bye.